As a recruiter, a big part of the work I do is working alongside candidates and helping them in their job hunt search and throughout that whole period of their lives. And I want to talk about this one thing in this episode that I hope a lot of you guys are avoiding in your job hunt, which is probably costing you a lot of precious time and learning. So, this is essentially putting it off. And exactly what is this? Well, all this is that, let's say you are in university, or let's say that at the moment you've graduated from university, or whatever it is, and you say at a certain month in time, that's when you're going to start applying for new jobs. There is a problem with this, and I'm going to go into detail about that now. So, a big problem with this in saying that, so let's say right now we are in January, okay? We're in January, you've already graduated, and let's say you've got a job, you say that, not a job, let's say you've got a holiday in May, okay? So you tell us when you come back in June, that's when you're going to start looking for jobs, okay? The subconscious problem with this is that a lot of you guys think that in your head you tell yourself that, okay, from now until May, for the next 5 months, I'm not going to be having a job, and then from June I'm going to start looking, okay? But the problem is that subconsciously what this does is that you tell yourself that from June you're going to start looking for a new job, okay? And I think the biggest problem that a lot of young candidates have and a lot of juniors have is that they're in these seasons where, they finish university, they've got holidays coming up, they want to do a gap year, they want to do all of these things. And I think that's amazing. I think genuinely, if you know what you want to do that, okay? But a big thing that's going to cost you a lot of time is when you tell yourself, I'm going to start applying in 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, okay? The reason why this is a massive problem is that you will now be subconsciously telling yourself that that is when you're going to start these new jobs. When in reality, okay, let's say May or June is that ideal time for this person to start working and to start that new chapter of their lives. There's no guarantee they're actually going to land anything. All this tells me is that from June, you're going to start applying, okay? When you say you're looking for a new job, you're subconsciously thinking that, yep, I'm going to have a new job by June, okay? The reality of it is, guys, is that this is going to take a lot longer than you may think, especially if you are entry level, especially if you are a grad trying to find their first full-time job. The industry is so competitive. There are so many people with the exact same background as you trying to stand out, trying to land their first opportunity, okay? So the odds of you getting off that plane at the end of May, at the end of your holiday, the next day applying for a job and then getting a new job ASAP are extremely, extremely slim, okay? So it's very important, guys, here that we're not telling ourselves that, yes, okay, I'm going to start looking, and then in your head you're thinking, yep, June means I'm going to start officially working for a new company, okay? Because, guys, to put it bluntly, this is not a reality that's possible, okay? You need to be going through an active job search at all times, okay? I always think, especially for this type of person where, it's January now and you're going away in May, I definitely think you should be applying from now anyways, okay? And the reason being is that during your job hunt process from now until May, if you don't apply for anything, if you don't have any job interviews, if you don't do any screening calls, you're going to get no practical experience. And what's going to happen is all these times from now until May that you could be learning, that you could be growing, that you could be failing and identifying where you went wrong and then going again. You could be doing all of that now, but instead that's going to happen after your holiday. So this June new job or June, looking for a new job, that's going to carry on to July, August, September, even October. Who knows? You know what I mean? And then before you know it, it's January now, you've got no job. October, you've got no job. All because of this 1 month in between that you thought it'd be better to start later. Okay? It makes total sense, that idea of, you want to start at a fresh company after a holiday or after something significant in your timeline. 100% I agree with that. But you need to understand that this is going to take a lot longer than you're going to expect it to. Okay? So it's very, very important that you outline this early on, you accept this early on, and you go through a learning phase beforehand, and you just start applying as soon as possible, I feel like. Okay? So, what is your actionable step in this? Your actionable step is to start applying and to get comfortable with failing, okay? Understand, guys, it can take months to land a full-time job. Okay, don't go into this thing with some blissful ignorance and thinking once my holiday is done, I'm going to be hit the ball rolling straight away. I'm going to be applying for all these jobs. I'm going to get the opportunity. I'm going to start. Okay, it sounds perfect in an ideal world, but the reality is, guys, there are so many more steps before that. There are so many times you're going to send out an application. Here's another thing you need to be thinking about. Okay, how many applications are you going to be putting out a day? If it's one or two, you know how long it's going to take to actually land something? Okay, how many people are you going to be reaching out to personally via LinkedIn, websites, calling? None? Okay. How many times do you reckon you're going to get ignored when you apply for somewhere? A lot. How many times are you going to be reaching out to people and they're not going to reply? A fair bit. How many times are you going to get a screening call and then nothing more progresses? A fair bit. Even an interview, a lot of them. Okay, so you need to understand, okay, that this whole rejection process is going to happen quite oftenly in your job hunting period. Okay, but it's super important that when you go through all of these experiences, you tailor, you change, you think, oh, okay, like this worked last time, maybe not this time. Oh, okay, yeah, that worked this time, I'll apply that next time. You go through all of this learning, but you won't learn any of that until you actually start. And if you're starting after the significant date in your life, you're just wasting a lot of time. So your actionable step is to really identify what it is that you want and how quickly it is that you want it. Okay, and that second actionable step is to just get comfortable with applying ASAP and putting yourself in uncomfortable conversations and putting yourself in experiences that you haven't been in before. Okay, the worst case scenario, all right, oh, I'm applying for a job and I'm going away in a couple of months. Just tell them, literally just tell them, even if it doesn't work and they say sorry, thanks, but no thanks, you know then that you did everything else right. And you can apply that exact same process to another job. And eventually, someone's going to take you. Okay? So get comfortable with that and start applying ASAP so you don't waste more time later on. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you guys did and you are interested in working with me on a one-to-one level, click that link below for a free consultation. Happy to organize a 30-minute chat. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video again. Take care. I'll see you guys next time.